Hello everybody and welcome to another Transformers third-party review. I say third-party. This is in essence kind of an reworked, oversized version of an official figure. This is the Dark Master by APC Toys, the Destruction Dark Master. This is of course based on the first edition, I believe, version of Megatron from Transformers Prime, albeit he's definitely got the kind of scale and size and mass that we got with the Voyager release. Now there are differences between both, so it's neither one nor the other really, but they have kind of reworked it. And the end result is a glorious companion to their first offering, which is of course Optimus Prime. Now there is a reissue of Optimus Prime done in a much better color scheme. Unfortunately, mine kind of went walkabout. I was sent out to sample, and unfortunately it was sent to the wrong addressee. So some lucky person has it in America somewhere. But that's just one of those things there. When it gets the official release, I'm hoping to grab one of those and compare it to their first version of Prime. But this is, of course, Megatron. You're not here to see the box. Let's crack him open. And here we have him fresh out of his packet, and he looks sensational. There is no doubt there at all. He is a gorgeous looking piece. Now he's not without his flaws. There are some visible gaps in the side that they've kind of carried on through the original engineering, but they've tidied up the likes of the thighs and the legs. The backpack piece is almost traversed. On the first edition it was kind of folded in through the other way. And then doing that this way, you can now store his sword on the back there as well. And the character that they've managed to capture in that head sculpt is incredible. We've been rewatching Transformers Prime recently. I'm getting my youngest into it. It's a really amazing series, and actually one of my favourite interpretations of Megatron, even more so than G1. I don't know, it's just something kind of really sinister about him, and then almost sincere at the end. You almost feel for him when he's battling his kind of inner demons, which in essence is Unicron. But really gorgeous take on the character. I think they really managed to capture that kind of maniacal, glorious piece. He does come sporting an LED light, albeit mine's not the strongest of LEDs. There's 4 brand new batteries in there. I'd use the AG4s. Maybe I need to kind of use stronger batteries, but there's an LED light in there nonetheless. Just look at that head sculpt. There's so much character captured there. He looks menacing. Just like to bring attention to this waist panel piece there. I've seen lots of reviews where this is down, which it comes as standard out of the packaging, and several reviews where it is up. Is up the correct transformation? Because I think it makes him look a little bit stockier, but I kind of like it down. I kind of like it just untabbed from that section and brought down, showing us the abdominal pieces. Not sure. Obviously, as well as his fusion cannon and the dark saber that he's got mounted on his back, we also get 2 of these blades, which can be tabbed in. They can just fit in over the fist, and they just slot in over there. And it does look nice having these on. We can do that with either arm. So let's just tab this in. It looks very natural as well having that on. I like the fact we've got one for both sides. It's kind of wielding those 2 blades, but really outstanding piece. I wasn't expecting it to, I don't know, wow me as much as it has, because it's a fairly old character now. You know, he's a few years old. We've had different kind of interpretations of him. We had like a Dark Energon version as well. And the first edition was always kind of a deluxe figure, and they really should have always done a bigger version. And wow, this is it. Now I don't have many Transformers Prime figures at the moment. I say at the moment, I'm on a bounce back. But here he is alongside the version of Optimus Prime that I did. And of course we then have first edition Bulkhead there. And we have Jackie, good old Wheeljack, just poised at the front there as well. So this is a really good scale for Megatron. He kind of towers over them. I like how that looks. I really like how that looks. I really have got my fingers crossed that they kind of give us some more of these characters as well, because it's getting some of these on the aftermarket, especially some of the Decepticons, especially some kind of like the first editions as well. They are extortionate these days. Now let's dive in there with the articulation. Megatron can look up and down, left and right. Yes, it's limited, but there's enough. At the end of the day, it's Megatron. He'll get everybody else to move around him, as opposed to him doing all the movements there. We do have an up and down on those shoulders. We do have a small but very welcome butterfly joint on those arms. We can bring those up and down as well. We have a bend and a rotation at the upper elbow, and then there is also a secondary bend, giving him a double joint. It's not the most natural of looking bends, but it definitely works nonetheless. And obviously the waist is vastly different. If we drop this down like I have it down as like a long crotch, it does hinder that forwards motion on the legs. So that's something I sacrifice if I like him to have kind of that abdominal section, but I imagine majority of people are going to go for this. I think this is the most screen accurate. Of course, we do have all of this range coming around. These are definitely different to the original. They're sculpted as one piece, so we do lose a thigh rotation, but we do get an upper knee rotation in there instead. Get a nice deep bend on that knee, and we get some up and down on those toes and on the heel spur. A little bit of ankle pivoting in there, but that's due to the transformation. There's a peg that just slides on the inside here, so it's not a great range, but honestly cannot wait for somebody like 6-0 or somebody to get a hold of this and shoot some shots, because I've never been very good at posing figures. I love having them, I love trying to display them, but these guys are like magicians when it comes to toy art. Let's take a look at the Darksaber. Feel that dark energon. Looks really good. Do you remember when we had like a spout of Dr. Wu doing all these upgrades for the Transformers Prime figures? Sensational. Remove the tip, slide the hand down into the already pre-cut groove and place the tip back on like so. And there he is, sporting that Darksaber. The back definitely tidies up nicer though, doesn't it? This was definitely inversed. I'm sure it was inverted on the first edition. Please somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Now, whether you have your figure with the abdominal section up or down like I like to, the idea is to get him transformed up. You need to remove all of his weapons. That includes the fusion cannon, and you want to move this crotch plate down. You see that double hinge just moving there? That's going to come down, and that's going to tab into a secondary hole just below, like so. See, I do like that. It just looks kind of more imperial, I guess, but I don't know. I'm wrong, aren't I? There's no ifs and buts. I am wrong. Come round to the back panel piece here. I mean, I suppose you could have it rotated up for his bot mode as well, couldn't you? I don't know. See, that looks cleaner because you don't have all of the big bit behind the back of the head. I guess the options are definitely there with this piece. I don't know. I think it looks better like that. It fills out this back piece, covers these up. Anyway, I'm digressing, aren't I? The arms are going to rotate around like so, and rotate around like so. This piece going to lift up and disengage, leaving us with a very kind of open and exposed Megatron. We can then bring these panels here down and down on either side. Come on, down you come. There we go. And with these side panels down, just rotate them down and down and down, and they're going to just tab in either side of that crotch plate. You're going to want to come around to this flipped up torso, and the arms are actually going to come all the way back just beyond, like so, and that's going to rock upwards. So it's at this angle here, with both arms up to the back. These side panels underneath are on a collapsing hinge. These are going to come down, and as we bring that down, that's going to rock down to the side. And again on this side, this is going to come down and rock down to the side with Megatron's head there. This piece here is going to rotate, and this piece here should, he says, come over this peg piece that we had on the sword. With that just popped out, this panel should locate nicely over, and these should just sit nicely onto that head section. And these small chest panels are just going to latch either side over onto that torso. With this large void piece here, now we can just bring these arms in on that secondary hinge. Make sure the hand's tucked into the sides, and then these can just push and tab in, securing together. Come down to these feet, and these are going to compress, and you want to just get those so they are clear of this latch, because these are going to split like so, and that should clear that. Yep, this is going to slide open, and that's going to rotate like so. This is then going to come up, although it's incredibly tight. Come on, up you come, up you come, up you come. There we go, like so. You want to make sure that this is facing outwards like this, and then this whole joint here hinges, and that's going to come up and over, and these are going to come down and tap in on this part of the leg, and at the same time tabbing in on this part of the top panel. There we go. That's one. And again, just bring that in, push, tab that in, and at the same time just locate this top piece. There we go. Pushing and securing those in firmly. Then lift this panel up, and there's a small lip just here that's going to push and tab in like so. That's tabbed in, that's tabbed in, and then come around to the front piece and just bring these around like so. Make sure everything's tabbed in fully while you're not going in. There we go, like so, and like so. Oh, starting to come together. We've got a little bit of a visible underbody there. But there we go, it's starting to come together. We then put the fusion cannon on the back there, and there we have, here's alt mode. Yeah. It's not terrible, is it? It's pretty show accurate. I just love that kind of head just peering over the top there. It's very kind of movie inspired as well, where he had his kind of head visible. But I don't imagine there's many of you going to display your Megatron like this. I imagine most of you are going to have him in his bot mode, but the option is definitely there. I don't think we have anywhere we can place these swords in this vehicle mode. You're kind of limited. These, no, they're too big to peg into most of these ports. But that being said, he still does look the part, doesn't he? Gorgeous, gorgeous paint scheme. Highly recommended piece. It's very sturdy. Very much like their Prime, only better, in my opinion. Let's see what happens if we turn the fusion cannon on. There we go, look, you got a little bit of a glow behind the head there. Could have done with some better batteries in there, I think. Maybe I've used the wrong size, I don't know. Can't really make that out from the instructions. But all in all, really nice piece. Not overly complex to transform. Up to you what you do with the waist. Like I said, I like to have mine down, but the official transformation is definitely up. I love those vents there as well. It's just the colours on this are absolutely sublime. I'm hoping I've captured that nicely on camera. If you can watch this in 4K at 60 frames per second, it really does help with those colours, I think. But there we go. There we have their Megatron. Very much looking forward to seeing what else they deliver. I believe they teased breakdown, I think, and bulkhead, so definitely very interested. Thanks again to Shozy for making this review possible. A link is in the description below. And until next time, from myself and the Dark Emperor Megatron, thanks for watching. Goodbye.